what I cannot do on a Summer Jam stage when it's been done. The same acts have been done
4 or 5 years in a row.
4 or 5 years in a row, and last year it happened to be the diss was toward me by Jay, and he was all high and mighty.
Right.
Then I dropped the ether napalm bomb, and the whole crew is running like roaches, and now you got this station over there crying because he lost. Unanimous decision, he lost. And they played his records like he was dead, like it was a Jay-Z memorial. You know, not saying he was, don't get me wrong, y'all. Not wishing that on any man. And that's my brother, but I'm saying
You're just looking for a fair play.
a fair play, and it's really out of hand, y'all. I'm not going for it. It's not going to happen. It's a perfect opportunity. You have the alternative to choose any radio station you want to choose. And Power 105 plays everything. Old school, new school. This is not synthetic. I have my freedom of speech. I'm going to say what I want. I'm not worried about a record. I turn on that station. I hear people, rappers on there, talking about their record sales and all. I mean, that's played at their rims on a truck. I mean, what does that have to do with our community? What does that have to do with anything real? Let the rappers talk about it on their records. I don't want to hear about rims on a truck. I don't want to hear the radio disc jockey making records. That's terrible. I want to hear true hip-hop music, man. No, for real, man. I mean, you know, this is real, man.
That's why
you guys got to realize, I ate it. They had a Takeover show, and that was the song, ladies and gentlemen, the whack record Jay had, trying to come at me. They named the whole show on that station a Takeover, and I ate that. They didn't worry about my feelings. They didn't worry about my feelings when he made a record dissing my daughter's mother with derogatory things about women. And Jay just making records about how much he hates women, which is really makes me curious. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here and they just support that and support everything he does. But when Nas, Godson, answers him back, they team up with the evil. See, it's a whole evil empire funded by a bunch of other evil empires, Def Jam one of them, that's giving them money to play all their artists' records. Meanwhile, the struggling artists have to try to recreate records that sound like Jay, and they're destroying themselves. They don't. If you listen to 90% of the rappers, they're not even creative. Pick up a Stillmatic album. Listen to the song Rewind. Listen to the song What Goes Around Comes Around. You know what I'm saying? Listen to
one mic.
Listen to one mic, my people. You know what I'm saying? Let's get real and be creative. I buy these people albums. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't talking about nothing from Cam to everybody. I mean, I like Cam and everything. He's a good lyricist. But the album's whack, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers got to start rapping about something that's real, man. You know what I'm saying? My man Nori, man. I love you, Nori. Step your rap game up, man. I'm tired of Nelly. You trying to battle KRS-One? Don't follow Nas, man. You can follow Nas if you're going to be creative, man. Godson, my next album coming out to school a lot of rappers on how to be a man. Because these brothers got... They flexing them, dictate what's supposed to be hot. I ain't no sucker, man. Yo, I'm praying for them.
Come out swinging.
I'm praying for them. Big up, to all of them, and I hope that they do well. Big up the Flex. Stop taking so much Kizak and his Miz out. You know what I mean? Talking all that corniness, taking money under the table to play records, dropping bombs, all corny and all of that. Change your format, dude. Flex. Look at Flex, man. Look at his face, man. You know what I mean? Listen to his voice, man. It's corny, man. Everybody know this, man. I don't know why you rappers be in his face acting like he's live or something, man.
You know why.
I mean, yo, Flex, if you listening, man.
You know why.
You know why, man. You know I told you, man. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes up here acting, taking money on the tape, play records, act like they the ones who know what music is. Nah, man. Dudes is corny. You artists, let them DJs know. When you go up to that station, look him in his eyes, man. Don't let him sell you out like he's a bigger star than you. His album is bigger than your album. His weekend is bigger than your release date. Her album is hot. What is that? What's that record they got? Angie's record. Come on, man. Stop disrespecting hip-hop,
I don't know.
Stop it. It's disgusting, man. That's why I'm here to let y'all know why I'm not at Summer Jam. I ain't no sucker, man. I'm right here. I'm made for Queens.
Let's give Nas a round of applause.
Listen, all my peoples, man.
For the hip-hop community.
This is for the hip-hop community. I don't want nobody to get it twisted.
I'm co-signing everything.
Yes. Yo, word is bond. I don't want nobody to get it twisted. Word is bond. This is all about people knowing that I did not diss my fans there at Hot 97. I was told this morning what I could not do.
And that's why you're not.
And that's why I'm
closing the
here.
show.
I'm not going to close the show. They begged me to be the headliner because Jay is mad at him. He got a fit with him, a little emotional attitude.
Of
so
course,
they're trying
he
to
came
do.
over here and made the power switch.
Yeah,
That's what that was all about.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's
he got a fit with them. They begged me not to go to Wendy's station because Wendy was slaughtering Angie Martinez. You know what I'm saying? It was like, please don't go there. She's about to get. Angie's not about to have a job. So I'm not. Don't confuse me into the Wendy Williams, Angie beef. I make rap records. They got me in the middle of that to boost up their ratings and then treat me like a crab today, which is not surprising, which is why I feel is a reason why part of me feels good for not showing up when they told me what I could not do and that I could take it or leave it and walk, and just treated me with total disrespect. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I'm here to let my people know it's time to be real, y'all. Make your own outlets, man. Listen to 105, make mixtapes, listen to K-Slay, go get hip hop without dealing with that station over there, man.
There it is, yo. Or you can get yourself a
Get a gun and get real. Get some balls, man. You rappers, get some balls, man.
It's powerful.
You rappers is and you can't be a sore loser if you lose.
How much time did you give when you were writing Ether? How much time did you give to that?
I mean, everybody's like, oh, did you do it in one day? You just knocked it out? Nah, I was working on my album and I didn't want to do Ether. I didn't want to even do a record talking about another rapper.
But you felt you had to.
I had to, dog. I really did, because Holmes is a type that likes to kick people when they down and boast and
Jealous.
Basically, it was jealousy, man, and he felt he had to solidify his position in the game by knocking me out the game. You gotta understand, when Biggie and Pac was alive selling millions, Nas was selling millions. Mm-hmm. When the Source invited Nas to the Source Awards, they said Nas in such amount of seats. When they invited Biggie, they said Nas in such amount of seats. When they invited Jay, or they didn't invite Jay, they said you gotta sit with Biggie or get you a seat any way you know how. Mm-hmm. So that just goes to show you I've been doing what I had to do, and the fact that I take 2 years off is because I like to inspire when I come out. I don't want to just be on the radio 24/7 with new records. There's nothing wrong with it for any other artist that does, but for myself, I like to step away so when I come back I have something to talk about. And because of that, and because I like to experiment with music, he tried to manipulate the people and the listeners and the fans to feel otherwise, like he was the king. You know what I'm saying? When you call yourself Jehovah, there's a lot of repercussions that come with that. You're dealing with the spiritual world. When you call yourself Jehovah, that's serious business. The God MC. Like nobody inspired you. Like you were the best of all, of everything. Self-praise, when you praise yourself, ladies and gentlemen, is no praise. That's clapping for yourself. For you to say that it was cool for BET to put you better than Biggie is sick. First of all, let's get it in perspective. The great rappers of the beat you playing right now is Eric B. and Rakim, Coogee Rap, Big Daddy Kane. They inspired me and Jay. Jay was around Big Daddy Kane. Nas hung out with Eric B. and Rakim when I had the time. Mm-hmm. And Freddie Fox and them and Large Professor brought me into that. I came up with them. He was with Kane. Kane and Rakim had this thing going on, but it never got to this point where Big Daddy Kane made a song, The Wrath of Kane, and he got into Rakim. He started talking about him, but they chilled it out because they were gods, and they knew they had to pave the way for brothers like me and Jay. So for me to get here and say that I'm the best is sickening. It's erasing all the people who paved the way to put me there. I wouldn't know what hip-hop was if I wasn't a little kid listening to Marley Marl and Red Alert on the radio. Period. So I gotta pay homage to them and pay homage to Biggie and Pac in my video, and never say that if I'm not better than Big, I'm the closest one. That's sick.
Did you ever, Hot 97, Nas, Funk Flex, let me ask you something. In all of this that's happened and everything that's going on, did you ever get a chance to speak to Jay-Z, like after Summer Jam and that happened? Did you and him talk?
I praised the God. I said, because he's a black brother, we all gods. Straight up. He is my brother. I praised him. I said, it's all fair in love and war. He pays me back and said, send a number. I paged back and said, you send a number. So he pays me back with a number to a studio. He wasn't there. Then he pays me with another number. I hit him and he said, yo, God, in no way was we up at Hot 97 disrespecting you. if we were, and I'm telling you this, I'm lying to you, and I'm not a man. Jay knows he said this to me.
Okay.
I said, cool, bro. If you mean that much, then that means even if there was disrespect from any of his crew, he's taking the blame and said, Nas, my bad. So that was the end of it. We met at Stout Party again. I said, what up, dog? Yo, we had a good conversation. We smoking cigars and we chilling, my man. Everybody was there, the little girls from the hood, Shanita and everybody, my man, Lord, Bar Kim, everybody was there. We chilling. And I'm like, dog, you know the tension is brewing in New York City. And we can't do this because we don't know what the effects of it, that it would have, the after effects. And he said, no doubt, you're right. And we had a good conversation. He also knew the marketing of it. So I think it was inevitable for him to come at me at Summer Jam because he was dissing Mobb Deep. You know that's my Lil Thuns. So when you dissing Mobb Deep, somewhere down the line, here I come. Same thing I said to Tupac. I said, well, God, you know, rest his soul. I said, you know, you came at Mobb, and then I didn't hear Machiavelli at the time. I said, you came at Mobb, and I heard you was coming at me. And he said, and we was going to resolve it, but he had passed 3 days later. So he had came at me at the Summer Jam. So I put out, it took me a while, but I put out Stillmatic, which y'all don't play. But y'all do play. After I put out Ether, Jay made 2 records, ladies and gentlemen. He made 2 records. One was so garbage that it played for one night and never played again, and nobody ever talked about it. He called himself European Jay. He called himself a European in the beginning of the record.
Correct.
And that's very correct. Then he put out the Super Ugly joint. And I mean, New York decided, and I love New York.
So you and him did not speak after Takeover. Like after that record was out, there was nothing to talk about.
That was war. That was war. He tried. You see what he did? Angie had a show called The Takeover. It was all about, you know, Jay was running around laughing, popping champagne bottles like he killed the king. And I was like, people are really sleeping. You gotta admit, there was a lot of people sleeping. But I
slept,
said,
Nas.
I put out General.
I slept. I'm not, wait, hold.
Yeah,
give me my moment.
Speak yours.
Nas, I slept. You know what I mean? And I tell you why I slept. I slept because the last time me and you were together,
right,
and we were conversating, and me and you were in the other room, just me and you. I didn't feel it from you and your energy and everything. So
exactly.
I felt
that too. That yeah.
I didn't feel it from you. So you know, I did not think that you could come back after that. I mean, you proved me wrong.
And that's the art of war. Because in the General, I explained in the second verse what I was going to do.
Okay.
But the record was not about him. In the General, I explained my art of war and how it would go down. I showed him I said what I was going to do. If you listen to that last verse, I said you wait, you focus, you plan your attack, and then you move. Now, when he was on the radio on the next day after I beat him in the battle, when he was on the radio and said that a lot of stuff, I was like taken back because he said I'm not going to be Nas' friend no more.
Okay.
We wasn't friends to begin with. We was associates. We were artists. Jay-Z's an artist. I'm an artist. I respect what he laid down and what he's doing.
What did you think of? I mean, when Jay came and he spoke with Ange, you know,
pitiful. It was pitiful because you know why? And it's not so pitiful on Jay-Z's part. It was pitiful that we were torn apart for multiple reasons. It was big for radio. You gotta admit, this thing was so big for radio, and I felt his pain when he was up here. I felt his pain because it was out of our control for a minute. The radio basically took control of the situation.
That's what he wanted, though.
He wanted that because he wanted that. He thought his record was going to smash it's not a record.
It's freestyle, I guess so.
Whatever it was. He thought that was going to smash the science. I gave him science. Ether is science. You can't come at me going, uh-oh. I mean, like, what is that?
Jack, everybody else except himself.
What is that? Then I hear a record, the people are talking where he's saying my rhymes like Judas and your arms too short to box. And then he wants to drop the album the same day as me.
Hot 97, Funk Flex, Nas.
Wow.
I mean, what did you think about that, Nas?
I already knew the obsession was there. I just knew that the public didn't know. So I didn't ever speak on it. Do your thing.
Yeah, he's obsessed with you, dog.
The public know now. There's a few rappers that was obsessed.
Especially him. And them other cats you finished off on the album.
Exactly. So from there on, it was a big, huge compliment. Now, Jay's a tough dude, and I'm sure he had a lot of other dudes nervous, didn't know how to come at him.
I mean, the Takeover, I mean, I saw the Takeover come on, in places with other rappers around, and, you know, there was people whistling.
They didn't know. I mean, you got to give it to
and
Jay.
not people that were on the record. I just mean, you know.
No, you got to give it to him. This was a battle of the minds. This was one of the biggest battles in history. The Cannabis LL battle can't touch this. You feel what I'm saying? And LL Cool J is the king. No disrespect to the king, LL Cool J, but this stopped the world. Like he said, this stopped New York.
What did you feel?
Radio stations owe me some cash because I mean, not here, the whole country, the entire country, because we won the battle throughout the entire country. On every radio station.
So this was national?
This was national. No, brothers was calling from Africa. My cap fell out. Brother calling from Africa, Europe, and the whole nine. This was big. And we won everywhere.
The champ.